So like I said, I got approval invite to sell on the Roll20 marketplace, and at first I was really excited about that. And so I was going to upload stuff and set up my store on there. And so I go to do that, and it's just all kinds of fucking weird. And I'm setting up the product, and there's nowhere to upload anything. And so I'm like, the only thing that you could upload were like the cover picture and then a couple of promotional pictures. And I'm like, so what the fuck? I thought, well, okay, maybe because you have to submit it and then they have to approve it. And I thought, well, maybe once they approve it, then you can upload stuff. And so
Yeah.
I submitted it, and when you submit, you can tack on a note. And I commented, I said that Roll20 has terrible instructions because when they onboard you, they send you links to how to stuff. And I'm like, your instructions suck. They're terrible at telling you how to do this, and most of it, even with the instructions and going through it, you have to figure out shit on your own. They're just awful. And so they then approved it and sent a note. And one of the things I said, I'm like, there's no place for me to upload the PDFs and stuff. And one of the options when you set up a new product for sale on their marketplace, it asks you what kind of product it is. Is it an art, like maps and stuff, tokens? And one of the options is one is modules and one is package. And so when you look through modules, it's like these are, short one off adventures or long campaigns or whatever. And I thought, okay, well, and I tried both, and I said, there's nowhere to upload this stuff. And they're like, oh, well, you don't upload PDFs to the Roll20 store. Then what the fuck are you going to do for a module? I mean, is this like interpretive dance? I mean, the whole thing is fucking stupid. And so I haven't done anything with it. I'm like, I have zero interest in selling map packs because all of my books come with map packs. So,
Right.
you know, and they made this big deal about merging with Drive Through RPG. Okay, great. So, where's the option in either of those stores that you can automatically start a new Roll20 game when you purchase the product? So like if you buy the Braunhaven campaign setting, why isn't there just a button when you purchase it that says create game, and when you click on it, it starts a game over on Roll20 and imports all of your maps?
It should.
It doesn't.
Maybe
They don't
that's on
have
the
it.
way someday.
Yeah, they don't have it. And I'm like, so they made this big to do about, oh, we're merged now. Your products that you purchase over on Roll20 or over on Drive Through RPG are going to be available on Roll20. Blah, blah, blah. You already could do that. I could do that on any VTT. I can import maps anywhere I fucking want to.
Yeah.
It was all a load of bullshit, and I'm not seeing that Roll20's marketplace is doing anything for me. And I mean, I, I honestly, in all the years that I've been using Roll20, I have never once purchased a token pack. Fuck it, I'll go make my own. It takes you
Yeah.
less than 15 seconds to make a token. So I don't know. The whole thing just seemed masturbatory. I don't see why I would bother. Can you hear us, Brian?
He's muted.
He is.
He might be talking in Skype.
You haven't gotten a notification of anybody. Yeah, nobody's on Skype.
He's unmuted. We're not hearing him though.
He might be configuring his devices.
He might be. I wonder if he hears us talking about him.
He
He
can
can't
hear
hear
us.
us talking. Yeah, so he knows we're talking about him. Yeah, so it's not really behind his back. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, over on the audio video tab, you might need to click on configure devices and select your microphone.
I had to do something weird in my toolbar because my browser wasn't allowing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I allowed it and I had to refresh.
Hmm.
So that's what I had to do. But yeah,
Well, I know he was having problems logging in. So.
yeah. I don't know a lot about technical issues. I just found one, so I
Yeah.
thought I'd share to show off. I forgot what we're doing. Oh yeah, we're camping and it's cold and we're going up the mountain.
Yeah, you're in
That's
the
great.
clan of the Owlbear Cave.
And we've earned good favor with them, and we were supposed to get uh, some interesting shopping and trade ideas.
That too, yes. But also, um, you had asked about if anybody, if they, or you had asked your guide, Skopti, if anybody there knew about the whereabouts of possibly where the second key, the looped
That's
scepter, might
correct.
be. And
That's right.
um,
Okay.
they don't know, but they said, but the chief said, told Skopti that their shaman, a um,
Oh,
medicine
hell yeah.
woman named Chukra, might have some knowledge for you.
I would like to go talk to this medicine woman,
Yeah.
shaman lady. Uh, Hopefully, we'll have Dentry.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Gentry to
Yeah.
get his stuff figured out.
I mean, if you try, what I did was I hit the little cog of my settings, and then I went to audio and video, and then audio video chat, and then it says others can see me and I can see or
Right. You can see and
yeah,
hear others. Yeah.
yeah, and I hit both on that shit, and then I hit reconnect, which is the same button
So
right there.
he's typing and he'll type until he gets it right. Yeah, it should
Yeah,
be. Yeah, chat text should be set to integrated voice and video. I honestly, I don't know why they even have
look, he's
legacy
got
set.
video.
There he is. Yeah, I don't know why they have legacy even as an option in that.
Can you hear me?
I can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you just fine.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is
you've been
working.
assimilated.
This is working well. I like the idea. I really like. I've always liked the idea of not having to use another program for voice chat, having it all integrated. But the legacy program or the legacy software that they had really would screw shit up. Like it was a mess, which is why we initially went to Skype anyways. So,
Yeah.
but this would be if it can continue to work, this would be great. So here's hoping. So welcome to Braunhaven. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys are in the home of the clan of the Owlbear, and who are a bunch of Neanderthals, unironically, and they're trying to ask the clan if they know where the looped scepter is, the second key to Tassadantlus's extra-dimensional prison, and the chief has recommended that they speak to the tribal shaman Chukra, and she might have some insight for them. But before we get started, we'd like to thank a friend of the Greenwater Guildhall. None of these are sponsorships or partnerships of any kind. They are just products that we really like. And today we would like to thank the Dogmight Games. Dogmight Games makes beautiful wooden tabletop accessories for your games. And they can all be customized. They've got everything you can think of. They have DM screens and dice trays and player vaults and dice towers, just all manner of stuff. If you order something that's customized, it'll usually take 6 to 8 weeks from time of order to get to you. But they do have a lot of stuff that they keep in inventory. So I always recommend that you check their in stock inventory. And that stuff usually ships in 1 to 2 business days. So definitely check that out. And if you would like, we have a discount code available. When you, it's good for everything on their site. And when you're getting a little bit of echo, maybe that's why we stopped using it. But if you when you go to checkout, if you put in the code friend in all capital letters, that will get you a 10% discount. All right. We do have, if you want to help the channel out, we do have a merch store via Zazzle. We've got T-shirts and buttons and a fleece blanket, and there's a beer stein that makes a better coffee mug, and yeah, all manner of stuff on there. So if you want to, 100% of the proceeds from that store go directly back into the channel. So if you want to help us out, paying for subscription costs like Roll20, for instance, go get yourself a button and a T-shirt, and that'll help us out immensely, and we appreciate you. So, where we left off, you guys are in this is basically like a main gathering area for the tribe. And you have now met the chief of the tribe, Gurtok. And one of the things that you've noticed or noted about the tribe is that they keep, you've been told that they keep an owlbear. But the other thing that they keep is that they keep white apes as pets. That just they kind of act like almost like guard dogs, but they're apes, so they're way stronger and smarter. And so, yeah, Gurtok, tells, they don't, beyond grunts and whatnot, they don't have much of a vocal language. Most of it is some form of sign language mixed with drawings and pictographs. And so, Skopti, your Stygian mountaineering guide, he has a lot of experience with these people, so he knows how to communicate with them. And so he's kind of translating, and through him, Gurtok has told you that that you should definitely speak with Chukra. And so this this room here, it's got like a 20-foot ceiling. And all of it looks like dark volcanic stone. And there are stalactites and stalagmites, hanging from the ceiling and jutting up from the floor. Some of these stalagmites have met the stalactites and are now forming these like rough pillars in a few spots. And in the middle of the chamber, there is a large fire that the clan keeps stoked, burning, and so the ceiling, the cave is quite smoky, but there are natural vents in the ceiling, and so the 20-foot ceiling is really socked in with smoke. But Gurtok came from this passage up here to the northwest, and you can see people moving back and forth in there. This is more or less the sleeping cave for the clan, and coming or in this cave here, this is the lair of their owlbear. And it is a female owlbear that has 2 cubs with it, and basically it is not a pet. It's not, and the apes are much the similar fashion. Calling them pets is not really accurate. Friends, maybe. The owlbear and the apes basically can come and go as they please, and the the clan kind of treats them all um, more or less like basically treats them as equals. They're allowed to just do whatever they want, and but at the same time, the clan more or less venerates the owlbear. Um, and you guys, of course, would be the owlbear doesn't as long as the tribe is friendly to you, the owlbear doesn't care that you're there. But um, you guys, your characters would be looking at these Neanderthals like, are you people crazy? Because owlbears are owlbears can be vicious, vicious animals, and um, but this one just it seems everything's cool. As long as as long as the tribe likes you, then you're all cool. Coming from this cave here, is more smoke coming out of this cave, and there is the scent of this isn't like regular fire smoke. This is more like an herbal smoke, and it's from where you're at in the gathering cave. Um, it's a very um, light scent, but you know that it's going to get stronger the closer that you get into that cave, and that is where Chukra resides, and the chief is suggesting that you go speak with her as soon as you are ready.
We
Are we
might as
ready?
well just. I'm pretty ready, I guess. I mean,
I
I
feel
don't
ready.
really. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're all systems go.
Okay. So as you move through there into the shaman's cave, the air in here, it just is. It's one. It's hard to see because it is, of course, fairly dark, and two, it is filled with this herbal smoke. And as you are moving through this herbal smoke, every all of the characters make a save versus poison.
Mm, mm,
You have to rub above your saving throw. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, match
All
it
right. So,
or higher.
so Borman saved, but Malachi Todd did not.
How did Mavis do?
Wait, if it's match it or higher, then having a lower saving throw would be better, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
as you go up
Oh,
in level, most of those saves will go lower.
okay. So Allure made it and Mavis did not.
Okay. And what about Dentry?
Gentry made it, and I need to roll again. Jackson definitely did not if I rolled a 2.
Everybody's secondary character failed. So, so, or well, in this case, Mavis is a primary character. So Mavis, Malachi, and Jackson, um, breathing this smoke in. At first, you think, well, it's just because we're breathing in smoke. But the reality is that you soon realize that the smoke itself is mildly intoxicating, and so those three are getting a bit lightheaded, almost not quite to the point of being drunk, but heading in that direction. And in the middle of this chamber, there is this woman. No, she's kind of she is kind of interesting. I'm going to show you a picture. I'm kind of proud of this one. It came out better than I expected. Da, da, da. So this is Chukra, the Neanderthal shaman in the middle of this cave. And
You must be real fucked up since you're around those herbs all the time.
right, yeah, and she's well, maybe. So
She got a tolerance, you know.
yeah,
All right.
and I mean, she is. She's got you can't a mix of hair and feathers, and you can't really tell where the hair ends and the feathers begin because she has weaved them into these dreadlock like hair that she's got going on, and not wearing a stitch of clothing. Not that she's attractive in any way, because I mean, one, she's a Neanderthal, so she has hair in weird places, and two, well, I mean, she's a Neanderthal and she's older, and she's got leather thong all wrapped around her neck that is beaded and has bones hanging from it, and she is tending a rather, and there's thong hanging from the stalagmites or stalactites of the ceiling, and there are more bones that are hanging down, and there are a number of wooden bowls with different herbs and whatnot crushed up into them that are sitting on rock shelves around, and she has this fire in the center of the room, and she is it's not a wood fire. There are, of course, wood coals to keep it going, but she's taking big branches of whatever this herb is and just tosses an entire branch, with leaves and all, onto the fire. And most of it looks pretty green. And so it is just releasing thick gouts of this smoke. And Scotty. Yep, there's my echo again. And so Scotty, he kind of goes up, and actually, I need to roll for Scotty, don't I? Let's see. Ooh, yeah, Scotty is getting, lightheaded as
Must be a
well.
party.
Yeah, it's going to be a party, and so he goes up, and he kind of communicates with her, and she motions for all of you to sit around the fire, and after a few moments, she actually speaks, and she speaks common, and
Cool.
as she is talking to you, she reaches into the coals of the fire with her bare hand and pulls out coals, and to each of your faces blows the ashes and smoke into each of your faces. And she tells you, she says that she herself, she says, I do not know the location of the item you seek. And as she blows into your faces again, you will go and have a vision quest to find that which the gods may show you. And she rattles some leather thong with bones on it. And all of you immediately, not mildly intoxicated, but the entire room starts to spin and wave. And Mavis looks at Borman, and Borman's head is 5 times bigger than the rest of his body. And Jackson is looking at Dentry, and Dentry's hands look immense. And after a few moments, all of you feel like you need to take a nap, and when you wake up, you find yourself laying on a damp stone floor. And I need to break out some minis. Oops. Oh, I know what's wrong. Why is this not behaving?
So, if this is a vision quest, does that mean that we can only use grappling maneuvers?
No.
Well, y'all didn't watch the movie Vision Quest, I take it, which was a movie about a kid wanting to wrestle. Not WWF wrestle and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Nope, I didn't see
that was
it.
a deep
Missed
cut
out
there.
on that one.
That was a deep cut.
Yeah. He was like a collegiate wrestler.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Vaguely, but yes.
Well, it was a long time ago.
I have not seen that movie.
Well,
Yeah, while I am doing this, I should probably also. So I don't know if you guys have seen over in the chat window, one of the first things you see when you first log in and load up, there is a thing about the new toolbar.
yes.
You might select to do that because there is some really cool stuff about the new toolbar. Like for instance, it will do area of effect with your measurement tool. So like if you're casting fireball, you can actually you can pull the mouse and it will break out a radius diagram showing you, oh well, it's 20 foot radius, and then you can actually measure it out in a circle. It's quite handy.
I've been denying it just because, I don't like change.
Well,
I am a rut individual. I like to be in the rut and be comfortable in it.
one of the things I don't like about it is that, like for instance, the advanced dice roller, you can't shrink that box as much as you could in the old.
Yeah.
And I mean, that might sound like a pretty petty complaint, but um,
I mean, if you're on a laptop, man,
that's a problem, right? I mean,
yeah.
yeah, if you're playing on a laptop or a tablet, that is a huge problem. Or if like me, I only have my resolution for both monitors on this computer are only 1080p, and so even on they're 24-inch monitors. That is just not a lot of space, and so um, you know that can be a problem. But aside from that minor gripe, I really kind of like the new toolbar. I wish they weren't black and pink, but whatever. That's that's not really a technical issue.
Yeah, it's design.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm not a fan of like the dark mode, but whatever.
Can't you turn off the dark mode?
You used to be able to.
Click the hamburger.
Click the hamburger.
3 bars.
Oh yeah, there is a dark mode. Well, now everything's dark. But yeah.
It went from sort of dark to way.
Yeah, it
dark.
went half dark to everything's dark, and I'm like, no. So yeah. See here. Gentry. Oh wait. Laura Borman. Gentry and Jackson and Mavis and Alec.
We're rolling initiative. Is that what we're doing?
You don't have to yet. So no, we are good for now. So when you open your eyes, you are laying on uh, damp, wet stone in a narrow passage, and in the ceiling, you can look up and you can see looking down at you, Chukra, and it's like she's looking through a well, and she says, "Go on your vision quest to find the answers you seek." And then it's like that hole. It doesn't close up, but it's like all the light just drains from it and it gets dark.
Well, we will need to light some light, I guess. Uh,
There's
I
nothing
mean, I
else
can
to
bust out
do
the
except
flaming
for
sword.
Is it dark in
yeah.
here? I mean, he's saying that the light drained from
Yeah,
where she was at. I don't know if
yeah.
in
This
here
is
it's dark.
the hole in the ceiling of the rock, and as soon as it goes dark, everything in here goes black.
No glowing mushrooms for us.
There
Well,
are some faint glows coming from these mushrooms here, but they
Oh shit!
they only give on like a 10-foot very dim light, and it's kind of like a purplish light.
well,
All right, well, I can bust
Malachi.
out my flaming sword if the party wants.
Yeah, do
I'll
it.
be a little
Make
bit
some more
less
light.
attacky, but it'll give us light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the flaming sword definitely um, it gives off light like a torch, so 20-foot radius.
So what do we see in here? This is the cave with mushrooms,
So
or is
yeah,
there anything else?
you see this winding cave passage before you, and there are these mushrooms that are giving off a faint glow. Each one of these squares is 10 feet. And so you can move your exploration movement rate, which is your base movement rate.
Well, Borman will look for traps first.
Okay.
I should find traps, and then I will begin moving forward down the hall, looking.
Okay.
Malachi will cast Skull Sight,
Okay.
so he'll pull blindfold over his eyes, and he now sees through the skull.
Okay. Gotcha.
That is, yeah. And I think I've already declared he has this little skull mounted on his headdress, kind of
Yes.
on his head. Yeah. So he can see invisible things as well, I believe.
That does ring a bell. Hold on.
It's second level necromancer spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It lasts 3 turns per level, and I am level 4, so that'll last. While I have, I can see normally up to 60 feet in absolute darkness, and
Yeah, it gives you dark vision. So
yeah,
you can see. Well,
I
it
cannot
says
see invisible.
yeah, you can't see invisible. You can see up to 60 feet in absolute darkness. And but it does specifically say dark vision, and so dark vision means that you can only see in black and white, grayscale.
Right.
So there is that. Just in case, I will also bring the witch up because at least once a week I have a question.
Malachi, because he can see rather well, will kind of follow Borman up along
Okay.
to help with seeing. Maybe between the both of them, they won't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just want me to continue to lead us around the merry-go-round? You want me to roll again for traps, or?
Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative so that we have an order here.
So Warman is
Mhm.
6. We can enter our
Yeah.
own in.
It says witches can identify all plants and animals native to their homeland and can discern pure water. So I should be able to tell if these are like a real, like what kind of mushrooms these are, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
So you want Alora to look at the mushrooms?
yeah, I think so.
Jackson should probably have a gander at them.
So let's see here. What's it say? Yeah, can identify all plants and animals native to their homeland. So you take a look at these mushrooms, and Alora has never seen mushrooms like this. They are kind of a. I mean,
Mhm.
of course, it's difficult to tell because you're kind of looking at them in a black light, kind of purplish light that is being given off very faint from them, but they appear to be a white mushroom with dark lavender spots on them. And of course,
Cool.
these are to scale. They are quite large, but
Oh, wow.
but Allura has never seen them before.
All right, I will announce that to the party. I've never seen mushrooms like these. I know everything else we've seen, so.
She's like, I've eaten a lot of mushrooms, and um,
Well, we'll
dentry,
have
or
to
rather,
get a sampling of them, maybe plant them in another land and see how that works.
um,
It's pretty tough
Jackson
to transfer mushrooms. They just
Jackson
like
can
turn into slime.
Jackson can roll a d6. So Jackson, you take a look at these mushrooms, and you've never seen anything like them either in the wild. But you determine that these that looking at these, you think that they um, you determine that they're probably poisonous. Of course, um, that's not to say poisonous in a necessarily bad way. They could just
These are
be,
not your average edible
yeah,
mushrooms.
one way or another. They are going to be. They're not salad mushrooms. They are going to. Jackson determines that they are intoxic. At the very least, he thinks that they're intoxicating, and at the worst, um, you may, of course, die eating them.
Oh, well, we'll have to test that out. And Malachi will gather some and put it in a bag,
Okay.
Anybody
a little
want to take one for
pouch.
the team?
You know, he'll try to get some spores and maybe a little small one that's growing underneath
Did
and put
Jackson
it
take one
in
for the team?
there,
Is that what we're
you
getting here?
know, and he'll be like, "Oh yes, yes,
Or
this
maybe we
might make
just
a
grab.
wonderful tea
Jackson
for
decides to
somebody
grab some
while
for
we
later.
find out how it
Okay.
works."
Test when he's not in the middle of I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Malachi is, I think the necromancer would be big on
So I feel like
experimenting with
testing them
intoxicating
out to
and
see if they're going
poison
to get us
things
high
and
is probably
see
not a good idea right now.
how it
Probably.
affected. Yeah, especially if we're experimenting on strangers, which is the only ethical way to do it.
So
Do we
here's
do more
another
movement?
here's another little side note. This map I made today in about, I don't know, 10 minutes
Oh,
Cool.
on using Dungeon Scroll, and so I don't know if they acquired them or if it's just some kind of partnership. But anyways, um, Roll20 is going to be integrating the software I use to make this map directly into Roll20. And so things like this Vision Quest, and honestly, a lot of stuff that you do in Old School Essentials, because it is an old school Renaissance game. Um, you can randomly roll maps or randomly create. It's a sandbox. You know, you can roll on tables for everything. and so you will be able to draw maps like this as you go.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so there could be a room with a secret door in it. You don't know because the DM hasn't written or hasn't drawn the map yet. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool because you wouldn't see everything yet.
That's good.
I kind of dig that idea. And they've been promising to put map drawing tools into Roll20, promises for like 5 or 6 years, and I have seen nothing being done about it. Instead, they give us new fucking toolbars, but whatever. Um, the old toolbar, quite honestly, was fine. I just like some of the new tools. So yeah, I'm hoping that this actually comes to fruition. That would be pretty tight. So Borman, you can go ahead and make another trap check. Well, okay, you still made it, but where are you moving to?
I'm just moving my regular 20 foot per round, I guess, as I creep forward. So that puts me right in there.
Well, you can move more than 20 feet. You would move your base movement speed. So you can move 60 feet.
Okay. 20, 40, 50. I'm going to try to not touch the mushrooms as I sneak about as quietly as possible.
Okay.
You want me to roll for moving silently?
Sure.
Yep. I am moving relatively silently, even with the plate mail.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think right around in here somewhere gets me in that 60.
So plate. What is your move silent?
My move silent 4.
Okay, so
4 out of 6.
So yeah, so you would have a plus. You would have a +2, so that still gets you 4. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you are moving fairly silently. Jackson, and you don't find any traps. Jackson, what are you doing?
Jackson is gonna walk around. This is all kind of like very naturey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So he's kind of just walking around, looking, following. Is Borman invisible?
I don't know.
You're hearing him?
Yes.
He's usually invisible, but if okay, he is.
On roll 20.
All right, well then Jackson not knowing where Borman went.
So wait, Wes can't hear you. Can you hear Wes when he talks?
No.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, I can hear all of you. He's relogging.
Okay.
Ditto. I'm gonna do my video settings again. Maybe I messed with something when I updated the toolbar.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I can now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There.
Weird. Huh.
I reset. I just did a refresh and now I'm feeling fresh.
I had lost both of you. I'd only had Chris. And I was like, what happened?
Yeah. Odd.
Did you refresh too?
No, I just told it to reconnect.
Oh, okay. That was probably a smarter button to push.
I can't trust the refresh because the dang thing likes to just kick me out and not let me log back in.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Jackson is kind of wandering around and just looking at all the nature stuff, moving forward in his naturey. I guess I got to roll for my stealthiness. Kind of just creeping along.
So Borman. So the question was: is Borman invisible?
Yeah, that's his standard operating way of going about.
So Jackson can't see him, of course.
No, but if Jackson goes past Borman will tug on him, be like, "Hey, I'm right here."
So Jackson
Can I track him?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can see. So this, like I said, the floor of this stone passage is quite damp, and Jackson can make out the wet footprints that Borman is leaving.
I will follow in his footprints
Okay,
so as to not step somewhere I shouldn't
but
and walk along.
Borman, make a save versus poison.
Okay. I have to roll above an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
So as Borman passed this shroom patch, a puff of spores puffs out into Borman's face, and he kind of and you feel nothing. Like you feel fine.
I'm going to think that's a one-time deal for a while, but well, damn, Jackson's right there, and it didn't
Did
go
I
off on him.
see the puff of smoke happen as I was following behind?
No, you saw nothing.
Okay. So did it happen to me when I followed behind?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be like, be careful of those mushrooms, and I will.
Man, if I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
I think
continue
Gentry's
doing.
kicking it back with the party because he's got the flaming torch, and Jackson's
Yeah.
just following behind Borman.
Okay.
Oh yeah, can Jackson see in the dark?
What race is he?
Coolman.
No.
So maybe I can't track him then because Borman's invisible walking along. Wait, how's
Oh yeah,
Borman seeing?
I'm not. I guess one of us has to have a torch.
Or you're feeling along the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, having a torch would kind of defeat the purpose of the invisibility. So here,
Jackson will have have a torch then. He'll have a torch, and nobody knows that Borman's there in
so
front of him
here's
except for Jackson.
here's something that's interesting about about old school games. They go into some levels of detail that you don't see even in the newer games, such as 5e. And one of those things is what happens if you cast invisibility on a light source? So the answer to that is that it, like, let's say that you're holding a torch and you cast invisibility on the torch. It becomes invisible, but the light that is shed does not. So you would just see this 20-foot radius of light moving with the party, but you wouldn't see what it's coming from.
We would think we had magical light.
Yeah.
Exactly. The other thing that it says is that, for instance, Borman is invisible, and if he attacks, then he becomes visible, or he can cancel the invisibility at any time. If you cast invisibility on objects, it's permanent.
Wow.
Yeah, very interesting. So Gentry.
If I attack with an invisible sword, the sword stays invisible.
Yes.
Interesting.
Until it is dispelled in some way. Yeah.
That's kind of clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, Dentry, what are you doing with your flaming sword?
I'm staying with the party and mostly just kind of providing light and defense. As the party moves, I will move. I don't want to go off on my own because I am their light source and I am the not squishy among them.
That's a good point. Okay. What's Alora doing?
Walking along. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so each square is 10 feet, and you can move your base moving rate. So, where did my move rate? I just had that.
60.
So yeah, I mean, if you there's that echo. It's so weird. So if your encounter movement rate's 40 feet, then you can of course move 120. It's the first number that you can make for exploration.
All right, that's how far I can go. I'm just looking in wonder at all the weird stuff in here with my people so huge.
Okay. So
Just as a passive movement, Dentry is kind of doing his best to stay in the middle of the party members as best he can.
okay.
So
And
if I move him along, it's just trying to stay in the middle of people.
gotcha. Mavis.
All right, she can move a little bit less. Okay, right there.
Okay. Yeah, I do like having the rolly dice back. And Malachi.
Malachi is going to stay kind of in the back behind Dentry and will follow Dentry. So
Okay.
I guess if Dentry's staying with the pack, so will Malachi, and we'll just kind of stay right there.
Okay.
He'll
Oh,
repeatedly look behind us to make sure nothing's behind us,
gotcha.
especially because he has that dark vision.
Right. So we are back to Borman. Jackson's the one that's holding the torch, right?
Right.
Gotcha.
So
So
yeah,
Borman has a
Borman,
light source because of me, and I'm just kind of following in his footsteps as he goes because I can track him easily.
Gotcha.
yeah. So that's. I'm just gonna look for traps as I move about.
Okay.
I should find traps, and I'm gonna try to be kind of quiet about it. Ah, I still am. I'm still relatively quiet and moving. What?
60
Kind
feet.
of. Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets me right in here.
So as you are kind of feeling your way along, you kind of got your hand out in front of you, just walking into complete blackness. Um, you run into a set of iron
Morning.
bars. There is a portcullis that is dropped down in the middle of this passageway.
Huh. Well, I will.
Make it roll a d6. Nope. Oh well, actually though, you are a thief. Maybe you did get it. Double check.
Oh, hear noise?
Yeah. Have you put any
No, I did not. I'm on the normal one as everybody else.
what level are you?
Level 4. Level 5, thief.
So yeah, you've got a 3 in 6 chance. And you rolled a 2. So yeah, you hear ahead of you, but I mean, like I said, it's pure darkness. You are touching this what feels like iron bars, and you can hear the sound of water, like uh, lapping on a shore, fairly close.
All right. Well, I'll whisper back. Hopefully Samuel can hear me, or Jackson. There's bars and water.
Okay. Uh, Jackson, you would need to make another tracking check. Jesus, 11. Yeah. So you are
I'm only mildly less confident than I was before, like in the tiniest of
yeah,
margins.
right. Yeah, so you continue to track Borman, and you can go ahead and move your base rate.
So then I would see the bars as well. So I'll probably, as opposed to this time, instead of stepping behind him, I'll step up next to him
Okay.
kind of like purposely avoiding where his feet are.
So where you are standing, you can see that there is an iron portcullis that is lowered down, and it is fairly rusty. And on the other side of this portcullis, on the floor, you can see that there is a pool of water that it takes up about a 20 well, it's about 20 feet long and about 30 feet wide. Well, I guess no, it's about 20 by 20.
Okay. Um.
And of course it's dark. You're not you can't gauge how deep the water is.
Can I see any form of switch on either side of the bars
That's a
with the
very
torch light?
that is a very good question. Roll. Roll a d6. You don't see any kind of switch.
Damn it.
So is Dentry going to continue to try and stay in the middle of the party?
Yes.
Okay. So 20 foot, 20. So the Mavis and Malachi are in the light. Alora is kind of just outside the light. What would Alora like to do?
I'm
I mean,
gonna
Dentry
try
can move
and
up a little bit, I guess.
move some more.
Yeah, that would put Alora just at the edge of the light.
Oh, and Alora ran away. Come back, Alora. Wait for the light.
Well, in theory, we're all really kind of moving together.
Yeah.
And Mavis, what would you like?
Just be
Where would
slow
you
as shit. That's what Mavis is gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There we go.
Okay, so Mavis, make a save versus poison.
So
Nat 20.
Oh, huh. Okay. Well, Mavis, another puff of these purple spores puff out and into Mavis's face, and nothing happens. She's like she kind of
Immune.
wipes mushroom dust off of her face, and just continues going on about her business. Malachi.
Malachi is going to stay with the group. He's just going to follow Dentry, but I guess
Yeah, Dentry
that's going to have a.
can move his full rate if he would like to wherever that would put him.
These squares are how big?
10 feet.
10 feet? 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts me kind of behind Malachi because I got limited movement with all my armor.
Right. And of course, you've got a little 10-foot radius of purple glow from the shrooms. So Borman.
So Laura has caught up to she's caught up to Jackson's light.
Right. Yeah, but she can see.
Yeah.
She can see the light ahead of her, so
That's pretty cool.
she kind of knows
But
where
we got
she's
this
going.
portcullis is kind of an issue for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Do these bars have crossbars?
Yes. You can
Wonderful.
You can see 2 crossbars.
Awesome. So I'm going to pull out the magical stilts,
Mm-hmm.
the pogo things, and I'm going to lean them up against the thing and activate them so they spring up with great force.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Roll a d6.
Okay. Rolling d6.
So they are not strong enough to move these bars.
Okay. Well, then I'll look around Or if that's my turn, then that's my turn. If I got time, I'll try to look for an opening device or something.
Okay. That you can do. Roll a d6.
I'm very skilled at finding traps and shit. That would get a trap if that's what I'm looking for.
It is not what you're looking for, but
Okay.
you do not find. Let's see. Yeah, you don't find a switch.
Yeah.
Jackson.
We'll need to
No, go ahead.
identify the switch before we can really move this thing, probably. And look, I don't know. Dentry might be strong enough to bend bars.
Jackson.
Once he catches up, he'll go for it.
Yeah.
Jackson is going to take out his pole axe and see if he can kind of like use the leverage of the long axe to either bend the bars or kind of like, since they're rusty, kind of break them
Okay.
as he like leverages it.
Okay. What is Jackson's strength?
Jackson's strength is scroll. I say scroll. 14.
Ooh. So go
That's
ahead.
not bad. That's really good.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6. You got a 3 in 6 chance. And I'll give you a -1 to that because you're using the axe. So yeah, you get a 2. So Jackson is able to kind of uses the pole axe and is able to bend these rusty bars. And there's
Physics.
this great creaking sound and kind of a rusty rending as these bars are bent and rivets pop from the top and bottom crossbars that are holding these together, and he's able to bend these bars enough that he can kind of worm his way through. They won't be. There is a problem in that they are bent enough that if you are wearing light armor, you can squeeze through. But if you're in anything heavier, they're not wide enough for you to the bulk of your armor to get through.
Is my turn over, or can I do something else?
What else would you like to do?
From that opening, I want to see if I can poke at the water to see if it's deep.
So yes, you poke the pole axe into the water, and you can determine that it is quite deep.
Okay.
And
I share that with anybody who comes up. And I say out loud to myself, quote unquote, wow, this water's really deep.
Gentry, where would you like to move
Don't leave me behind, everybody.
to?
I guess I moved to about here. That's about as far as he can go.
Okay.
Or maybe, wait, yeah, it's about that. Maybe one more square.
All right, and Alora.
All right, let's move on up here. So, wait a minute. So the water's right on the other side of the thing.
Yes.
So it said witches can discern pure water, but does that just mean like you can tell if it's poisoned or something? I don't know what that means.
Let's see here. I would, yeah, whether you would be able to determine if the water is potable or not. And so, yeah, you kind of look at this water, and you can determine that you wouldn't recommend drinking it.
Okay, yeah, I'll let people know not to drink that. That's not a good idea. I guess we'll have to wait for Mavis with her water walking ring.
Yeah.
Hold on just a moment.
And then the real question is, is, if we're on this vision quest thing, maybe we should taste the mushrooms.
There's a character you don't like very much, then have them eat
Well,
some.
and that's the problem there, man. Is
Like, I like Jackson, but Jackson's stats are flawed. Like, I like him as a character and that, like, he's a decent ranger and I like the whole, but, like, stat roll was not great for him.
Well,
well,
I mean, sometimes though it has been my experience that the shittier the abilities are, the more role playable the character is, because you kind of have to get inventive.
Yeah.
This is true. I have had to do that with him more than once. Alrighty. I will keep him for now, but I do want to try the mushrooms.
All right.
Okay.
Just take a little nibble. See what happens.
So we will, yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment. Mavis, where would you like to move to?
I have the water walking room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll announce that. Yeah. How far does the water go? Is it just that little circle?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah, it's a
okay, there's
20.
like
It's a 20-foot diameter pool of water.
okay.
Anybody who comes up, I tell them it is deep.
Malachi.
well, Malachi is going to move his full 60 now. So what is that? 10, 20. He's going to kind of hug away from these things.
Okay.
30. No, he'll walk normal. If it normally is triggered on everybody, he gets his turn.
So yeah, Malachi, roll a save versus poison.
Oh, save versus poison. Sorry. It's different.
I would.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm fine.
So yeah, it puffs, mushroom spores into Malachi's face, and he wipes it off and keeps going. Nothing.
And collects it in the bag. He puts the spores in. He wipes them off his face.
It would be like trying to collect cigarette smoke.
Yeah, all right. Well, damn it. Oh, yeah. So yeah, he's just following up things.
Borman.
Borman's going to take out 20 foot of chain that is attached to the grappling hook.
Okay.
And he is going to attach one of it to the bent bars and toss the other in and try to gig anything out in there.
Try to do what now?
Gig it. You throw that shit down in there, and if like try to throw it on the other side, let it sink, and then kind of jerk it a few times and see if it'll anything. It's like a big ass treble hook.
Okay.
That's what we caught the sea serpent with.
Right.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to gig the water.
Okay.
If anything's gonna come up and fuck with Mavis, then maybe I'll gig it.
All right. So, yeah, you do that.
I don't want Mavis dying. I mean, she's the low stat wonder. Jackson is kind of a low stat
I
wonder
just
too.
fail
I guess.
upwards.
Jackson's
Yeah,
not a wonder. He's just a low stat existence.
Yeah.
Mavis is a wonder.
I'm looking.
We love Mavis. She must survive.
That's why I like. That's why I like playing clerics. Everybody defends you because they want to get healed later.
Right. Yes.
Right.
The fact that I got him looking makes me think maybe I did gig that son of a bitch.
Probably.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Cannibal the musical?
No.
I've heard about it. I have not seen it.
Oh,
it's really good. They come up to some water in one part and they're like, I wonder how deep it is. And someone throws a rock in, like a big rock. And they all look and they're like, What was that supposed to prove?
Oh shit!
Wow. Oh no. Okay, it's smaller than it
Okay,
was
it keeps
originally.
shrinking. This is good because that thing was massive at first. It's like,
Yeah, it's really.
we're done with this vision quest. We're done. Goodbye.
I've
Well,
seen
you know,
enough. Yeah.
Borman watched a lot of the Swamp People when it was on A&E.
Oh yeah.
And,
That's a big ass creature.
yeah, so he likes catching gators and
That's a 20-foot creature.
Yes.
that I've got hooked to a chain.
Well, no. I mean, the chain is hooked to the bars. You just toss the chain into the water.
And attached to the end of the chain is a grappling hook that's been sharpened on the edges.
But that's used to hook onto the bars.
Oh no, I was throwing it in like a fucking treble hook at the end of a line, like you're trying to catch alligators, trying to gig. Gig is in spear, the sharp end.
Yeah, no, that's probably not going to work, but you did piss it off, or you have drawn its attention. And
Okay.
so this, coming up out of the water, Jackson and Borman, you can see that, and Alora can see as well, that there are.
It's a hydra.
It is, but how many heads coming out
One. One-headed hydra.
of the water? Not shit. 9 heads come up out of the water,
I hope we get an experience point for each head, but okay.
and everybody roll. All characters roll a d6. uh,
Alora 3, Mavis 2.
okay, so the only one. So I'm sorry. What did Alora get?
3.
And Mavis got a 2.
Yes.
So Mavis is like shocked face. There is not. That's fine. And Borman, which one got the 1?
Borman.
And Borman. So Borman and Mavis are surprised this round.
That would make sense. Borman's got his hand on the chain.
And everybody can re-roll their initiative. Right. All right. So Borman is in awe of what he has wrought. Mavis, you could hear this hissing sound as something large has come up out of what sounds like water. And the Hydra is going to try to attack.
You skipped Malachi, who got a 7. I just couldn't get it entered
Oh,
in.
yeah, no. Oh, I thought you guys had... Okay, I thought you guys were... All right.
Oh, I was trying, and for some reason it wouldn't let it set. I had to try 3 or 4 times.
Right.
I apologize.
So what does Malachi want to do?
Well, Malachi is going to have to do something because everybody depends on him to come through in these times of dire need and frustration. And you know, I really got to believe that this is a creature. And God, I've got to get in touch and feel its insides. Let's let's try the marionette spell.
Okay. Uh, what? Oh, my HD.
Yep, it needs to make a save versus spells.
Yes.
I'm sorry, save versus paralysis.
Okay. Fuck. So it is now a marionette. Hold on, let me double check something.
Or is all of it a marionette, or only one of it a marionette?
One of its heads is now under Borman or under Malachi's control.
But I have the body too, correct?
No, just one of the heads, because you can't see the rest of the body. All you see are these 9 heads that have come up out of the water.
Oh, I have the dark vision.
Yeah, but you're not
No
gonna.
difference. Okay,
Yeah, you're
fair
not
enough.
gonna be able from where you're at. You're not gonna be able to see through that water.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I've got a head, and it needs to make an attack on another head at -2.
Go for it.
All right. Well,
You have a head and like 1/9 of the body.
uh, well, that's an at 20 though.
So that will do max damage. So that is going to be 10 points, and it now bites off one of the other heads. And you hear this splash as it falls into the water. It just kind of chomps down
No.
and bites his head clear off.
Malachi is back there assuming the marionette pose. He's got to concentrate to do that.
Right.
So yeah, he's locked in the fingering of that head.
What does Alora want to do?
Probably try and toss a knife at one of the heads. How high is the ceiling in here, by the way?
10 feet.
Oh, that's not very high. Okay. Yeah, I'll try and toss the magic throwing dragon. That's 1, 2, 7. Damn it.
So the you throw the knife and it kind of clings and rattles between the bars and then kind of flips back into your hand.
Okay.
Mavis, what would you like to do? Oh, Mavis is surprised.
Oh yeah, maybe it's a surprise this round.
The Hydra one of the heads is going to attempt to bite the marionetted head and fail miserably. Two of the heads is going to attempt to bite at Borman. On here, I need a calculator to keep track of how many heads I've got.
Okay, so one's dead, one's marionetted, so that's 7.
Right.
One attacked, that's 6.
So
and
two
then
are two are
puts
going
down.
two are going to attack Borman. Uh, well, I guess I don't. Well, ooh, nat 20. Borman takes 10 points of damage.
Borman does not appreciate that at all, but we'll take it.
Oh man, that's not good.
The second attack misses as the head kind of bounces off of the bars of the portcullis. Two of the heads are going to make an attack on Jackson. 16. What's Jackson's AC?
3. So that's probably a hit.
1d10 is survivable, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not too many times.
So yes, the head hits for 8 points, and it snaps and
Damn.
bites at Jackson. The second head also hits.
Jerk.
Oof, for 10 points.
I don't like the way you rolling right now.
You're not being very nice. Jackson's now
Take it
severely
away.
wounded.
Jackson's down half his health in 2 hits.
Yeah.
The other 2 heads are both going to try to attack the marionetted head. That's a mess.
Where were those rolls when I needed them?
Yeah, the marionetted head lives on. Malachi's dodged him.
And that's a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you're probably moving your fingers around and having the head
Yeah.
duck and dodge and weave. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a hydra.
Dip, dip, dodge, dive, dip.
I love that movie. Jackson, what would you like to do?
I will swipe through the bars with my poleaxe.
Okay, with the poleaxe, you are not at any negative because you can get through and kind of stab and poke and slash with it.
Alrighty. Oh wait, I forgot to add my pluses to that. Never mind, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jackson misses.
And then I will take a step back to make myself not so hittable.
Okay. What does Dentry want to do?
Catch up to the party. Because now we're in combat, which means I'm even slower.
Right, yes.
Oh wait, I can move 2 squares.
Hey guys, I can hear stuff going on up there. What's going on?
There we go.
We are back to Borman, who is no longer surprised.
Wonderful. So they're kind of a distance attack, right?
Yeah, I mean they've got, because they can leap up out of they're leaping up out of the water and gnashing at you.
I'll chunk that fucking axe.
Okay.
Throwing axe.
Okay.
So this will be. Oh, not 3. 1. This should be a D20. And then I'll get 3 for my dex and 1 for the magic item.
Yikes.
11. That hits.
AC 6.
Yep.
Which is a miss. A narrow miss, but still a miss.
Okay. That is
Give me just a moment. I'll be
Spawn's turn.
right back.
I'm afraid this thing will start breathing if everybody gets the fuck up off of it. I don't have any clue on if this breathes or not. But, I mean, if it's got a breath weapon, that's gotta suck.
I thought hydras were the ones that like regrew heads. Or is that something
Yeah, I
else?
think that's the problem with them is the regrowing heads. So let's see. I'm probably gonna use my turns healing people.
I think I'm gonna make Malachi try to circle the other heads,
I just had Dentry do a full-on run that turn. That was stupid.
Yeah, you gotta throw an axe.
It was also like I didn't attack that turn, so I should have just used all my movement. That was stupid.
Right.
I chose poorly.
Oh well.
Well, you're not used to Dreamland fights, man.
All right, so Malachi, what are you doing?
I want to take the head that I have control of and encircle all the other heads, and even if I can't overpower them all, I can restrict their movement. So I'm gonna circle them over around it a couple of times, and then I'm gonna randomly bite down into one for security.
Okay,
So I'm I'm affecting its ability to use its necks.
gotcha. So yeah, you kind of the one head kind of wraps around at least probably once. Um, roll 1d6 plus 1.
Okay. There we go. +1. 7.
Okay, so you are essentially you've wrapped around all 7 of the other heads and
Mm.
incurred an additional -1 because this one head is wrapping around. And then you rolled an 11 for your attack. Is that correct?
No, that was Borman's last attack. I can
Oh,
roll the attack.
yeah, go ahead and roll to make your bite attack.
All right, this will be at -2. So 15.
What's your THACO?
My THACO would be 19, but
You hit.
okay.
So roll a d10.
I will roll a d10 then.
Oof. So
8.
it wraps around all 7 of the heads and clamps its jaws down on the neck of one of the heads, and it clamps down enough that it kills that head.
Wonderful.
Wow. Mm.
Now I had a question about that though. Interesting.
The Hydras are fierce warrior.
Yeah.
Huh. So the description of the Hydra does not say anything about the heads regrowing.
Hmm. Well, that's good.
Which I remember Hydras as if you cut off the head, you would roll dice to see how many new heads it could regenerate in that spot. I don't know if you guys remember that, but yeah.
I do kind of
So,
remember that kind of stuff, but these are self-inflicted wounds.
Right? Yeah.
hmm,
So yeah, no, you have taken down 2 of the heads. Um, Alora, what would you like to do?
I would like to tag Borman on the back to give him some HP back.
There you go.
Let's see.
Pat him on the back. Here you go, little buddy.
So 3.
There you go.
Well, 3 is better than none. I think Gentry's hurt. I mean, Samuel's hurt more than me, but
Yeah, my next person will do that.
Okay.
I'm up to 18 hit points.
What would Mavis like to do?
He'll help out Jackson. For 7.
Nice.
Dang.
He needed it.
Yeah, he did. He
Okay.
he got munched
Wait,
on.
you're only up to 18? I had more than you before that started, but thank you. What's your
Well,
total hit points?
25.
Oh, well, that's why. I have 38 total.
Yeah, because I'm polluted with thief hit points.
Right.
Polluted. So
D4.
the Hydra is now at -3 to hit because of the bars, and it's got 6 heads left. One of the heads, well, 2 of the heads are going to bite at Borman. Miss. Miss. So the 2 heads go to bite at Borman, but basically bounce off of the portcullis bars. 2 of the heads are going to bite at at Jackson.
Can they still reach me even though I stepped back?
Yeah, I don't think they can. 2 of them are going to try and bite the marionetted head. Oh, and succeed on the first bite and bite that marionetted head clear off. And so then the other 3.
Did they bite it at the head or the neck?
Well, at the neck, yeah. It's now dangling from the dead head that is, limply drooped into the water.
If they bit the head, I'd say the neck is still wrapped around. Yay!
The other 2, or the other 3, are all going to work at loosening. They're basically flailing around, loosening, now that that head is gone, loosening its neck and becoming free. And that is what the Hydra's doing. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Jackson will step forward to get back into range and attempt to attack again.
Okay.
I'm so close.
I know.
Just,
I was hoping that 20 was going to come up for you.
yeah. That's why I
Yeah,
like
no
the
luck.
digital dice. You can watch them.
Yeah. Well,
Watch them fail you. Watch them fail you.
Well, and the weird thing is, and I've said this before. So when you're using the digital dice rollers, you will see it's kind of like if you've ever sat down at a video blackjack machine and it's fucked up and it runs into a glitch and starts giving you the same cards multiple times.
Yeah.
Yes.
The digital dice rollers, and I watched this happen both on Roll20, and we saw a couple of those similar glitches over on Roll. Do the same thing, where it will get you into a rut where it just keeps shitting out, the same range of numbers, and they're either always high or they're always low. You never see anything in the middle. That goes away when you switch it over to physical dice physics, where the dice can actually bounce around the screen, and they act like real dice. It's very strange. It's very, very strange.
Because the math is just math, but this adds in the extra chance, the multiple chances that happen. Because it's not just one roll; it's chance after chance after chance
right,
after
yeah,
chance.
because it's using the physics of the actual rolling dice. Yeah, it's very interesting to watch. So yeah, Jackson goes to attack with the poleaxe and misses. What does Dentry want to do?
Gentry. Let's see here. These are 10 feet squares. So from here, that's not accurate.
No,
Okay.
I can fix that. I can fix that. Let's see here. It is. No.
It's okay. I'll mental method for now.
There you go. Now it works.
10. Oh, okay. Well, look at you making things easier. Okay, if I can get to here, I can use a throwing axe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
All right, I get up next to Alora. Since this is a wide. Okay, mother, you gonna move when I tell you to move. Okay, cool. Get up next to Alora, and then I use the throwing axe, which should be in its mid range, I think.
Let me double check. Throwing axe. Yeah, 11 to 20 feet. So 10, 20. Nope, this would be in its long range, so you would be at -1.
What's the range for the axe so I can update it on my end?
So it should be. It is a hand axe, so 5 to 10 feet is short, 11 to 20 is medium, and 21 to 30 is long.
Okay, definitely had the wrong numbers here. Okay, cool. Long range, -1 to attack. Any minuses for going through the bars?
Yeah, you're going to be total. You'll be at -3.
Okay. Just like had a momentary disconnection. I don't know if my roll came through.
A 13.
Yes, you got to roll
Is a
off.
10.
Yeah.
That's a 10 with the minuses.
So your axe doesn't make it through the bars. It kind of ricochets off the bars. There's some sparks that come off, and it comes back and flies it back into your hand. Back to Borman.
Borman is going to continue to throw his handy dandy throwing axe. It's -1 to go through the bars, you say?
-2.
-2. All right, so then it's only a +2 to the roll. And I'm at short range, and I've got a. It doesn't fucking matter. I miss.
I love when you're ready to do the math and then that happens.
Yes, and then the dice happen.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I will use a little bit of movement to kind of get way over here on the corner, or the side a little bit, so I can not block range shots from other players.
Okay. All right. And what does Malachi want to do?
Well, Malachi is going to step up. 5. Oh, sorry. Kind of right in here and just try to shoot the gap between Alora and Mavis.
Okay.
And going to shoot that crossbow.
All right.
So this would be at a -1 total because it's a +1 crossbow. But I have a +1 to my dex on ranged attack, so it's a 0.
Yes. No, that is a miss.
Doesn't fucking matter, man. Shooting fucking blanks.
That is a miss. Oh, Laura.
How many heads are left on this thing?
6.
That's kind of a lot. Okay, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna use one of my ring spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna use color spray on it
Ooh, okay.
and cross it off my list.
Let me... Color spray. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think anybody's used color spray.
It's spelled the British way if you're control Fing.
Yes. No, I just went to the index. So,
Okay.
color spray. Flurry of clashing rainbow-hued colors erupts from the caster's hands. Roll a d6.
Alright.
One of the heads is going to... so it depends on hit dice of each target. This would be less. All right, roll 2d4. Okay, so one of the heads is droops unconscious for 4 rounds.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hide too. Step back.
Just run away.
I thought I would blind them all, but I've never cast color spray before, so
Yeah, no, that's
how it worked out.
what happened. So it says if it was if their hit dice is up to 2 greater than the caster, it could be blinded. 3 or more
Yeah.
Would be unable to move or attack.
Wait,
or
it's a 20-foot long cone and 20 feet wide at the end.
right, but it says targets
Oh,
1d6 creatures in the area of effect.
Man, if I just hadn't rolled so shitty, it would have been really great. Oh well.
Well, still, that was doable. Mavis, what would Mavis like to do?
Mavis will try a new thing as well, I think. And try the guiding bolt. See
Okay.
how that. So I think I roll a d20 to hit, right?
That's one of our spells, isn't it? Let's see.
Yeah, I think I have it. Yeah. Flash of golden light streaks from the cleric's outstretched finger towards a target within 120 feet, dealing 1d6 plus 1 damage.
Yeah,
The first turn,
think.
and then other people get a +1 if I hit for hitting it, because it'll be glowy.
Right. Hold on. I have the finished version of that spell. Where did it go? It is treatise on magic and spells, and it says. Cantrips. Guiding bolt. So it needs to make a save versus spells. Following round, the first attack against target is made with a +1 bonus. Okay. So go ahead and roll 1d6 plus 1 for damage. And then it needs to make a save versus magic. Or save versus spell. And it fails.
Before.
Okay. So one of the heads takes the guiding bolt right in the face, and it's not dead, but all of the monster is now glowing with this glittery sheen around it, and the next person that makes an attack gets a +1 to their attack. The Hydra is going to make 3 attacks on Borman. Yes. We'll make 3 attacks on Borman at -2. First attack, 13. What's
AC -2.
Okay. It missed. It got close though, and so Borman kind of raises his shield and blocks.
He almost hit me with that.
Yeah, it's got a
Wow.
THAC of 15.
Yeah.
That's a definite miss. It bounces off the bars, and that's a miss as it bounces off the bars.
All right.
2 heads are going to attack Jackson.
How dare they?
Miss. And a miss. They don't make it through the bars. Jackson, what would you like to do? You get a +1 on your attack.
Oh yeah, I get a +1 on my attack. Hopefully the dice will actually be in some range where it matters this time. The last 2 times, like, well, 3 and a 5. Who cares what my modifiers are? Okay. Let's see here. So it'll be a +3 with between strength and the weapon and the thing.
Yeah.
Let's go rolling.
Motherfucker.
Okay, you know what? I got a 3, a 5, and a 4.
Change colors.
Yeah, you should change colors.
You know, I'm clearly not supposed to be using this weapon.
Yeah, you should definitely change colors.
I was doing so well at the beginning of this, and then it didn't.
What would Dentry like to do?
All right.
Finally getting into the combat.
And she's like, "Hey guys, what's up? Hey, oh crap! All right, well, let me run up here in the center,
Yeah.
is and on top of that, hopefully me engaging will make it even that much harder for it to hit anybody.
Right.
And screw the throwing axe. We're going with bastard sword being what it is. Would the bars get in the way of that? Because kind of
No.
like its whole thing is
I
that it's
mean,
like a
if,
big
if if
sword.
you're this close, you can reach through the bars and attack with your sword.
Okay, sweet. Then bastard sword to the rescue.
Oh fuck.
It's a nice color.
No, it's not. I thought a slight change would be
You've got
better.
to
We're
go
going for a
dark.
drastic change
Yeah.
now.
You've got to go total different, man. You got
Yeah, I'm going
you
with a
got to
totally
get
different color.
you got to get off the yellow brown.
Yep, we're going with a color I rarely use next.
I really,
Because
I really can't
clearly,
believe that they haven't come up with better dice skins. I mean, even uh, way back in 2005, uh, anybody who's ever played it will know what I'm talking about. Dungeons and Dragons Online came out, and even to this day, I still love that game. But DDO, one of the first things that you could do on day one is you could go in and change the dice color and skin, and they were so good that they even had like the blue marble dice that at that time, and I still have them. At that time, I had a full set, or I had two full sets of those dice that I was using, and so I just immediately set the skin to that color because that was my real life dice. And I find it weird that you can't do that in Roll20. Yet, it's just it's odd. So Borman, what are you doing?
I'm gonna
If somebody would
continue.
connect, this thing will.
Yeah,
Whoever's going to make their attack, it's +1.
I'm gonna try to hit the fucker with throwing axe because that's what I'm doing. So I'll take a -2 going through the thing, but a +1. So this be +3 total, I guess.
17.
Yeah, that hits
That
AC
hits.
0. Yeah, all right. Well, then that's 2d6 +1.
Okay. So
Hey,
your axe buries itself in the face of one of the heads, and it flips back out into your hand, and this head splashes forward into the water dead.
okay.
And the glowing goes away. So now there are 4 heads because one of them is unconscious. And if it wasn't a sea hydra, it would probably be drowning. What would Malachi like to do?
So I can see almost all the way up into there.
You can't see past this. What you see at the end of this hallway is there is a purple curtain. It looks like it's heavy velvet that is draped
Right
across.
here.
Yep, that is draped across this hallway right there.
Okay. Well, let's try something new. I'm going to use my spells. That's what the fuck I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And I am going to do. Looking. Um. Is that a second level spell?
One of the things I like about the fact that we're actually using experience rather than milestone from 5th edition is that
There we go.
things like fireball or lightning bolt, are or something to be first you cheer because it takes so long for a magic user to get to a level where he can cast that.
Yeah.
And second, they are also something to be feared because one fireball, it's not a bullet with your name on it. It's instead it says to whom it may concern, for
I
one,
understand.
and two, lightning bolts. Here's something I don't know that if you guys know about this, but lightning bolts in the old school games can ricochet off of surfaces. And sometimes if you hit straight on, it can ricochet back to the caster. But one of the
Oh.
things, because they'll bounce off of surfaces, you can, for instance, look around. Say you're in a hallway, let's say that you're in this hallway right here, and you look around the corner, and let's pretend there were monsters down here. You could cast a lightning bolt that would go like this down the hallway. Because it would bounce off of all those surfaces. So it's like playing pool.
Right.
Super
Well,
cool.
I've got this mushroom sample,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm going to cast Spectral Hand,
Okay.
and I'm going to shove this mushroom sample from this mushroom that I just collected right up in one of the Hydra head's mouth. Just
Okay, go
I
ahead.
like this plan.
Go ahead and make it'll count like a melee attack.
attacks I do with the hand are done at +2.
Yeah.
So this will be at +2 with a D20. I do different shit because I'm a necromancer.
The spectral hand
puts-
can also be used to deliver touch attacks.
I know, but I want to test out my new stuff. And so 8, I didn't do very good
No,
at it.
you miss, but the spectral hand still has these mushrooms in its spectrally fist.
Yeah,
Maybe the Hydra will be dumb and eat the spectral hand.
it can attack it.
Yep.
I'll take damage if it does it, but it's limited to 1d4. So I'll jack that 1d4 rather than a d10 any day,
Right.
twice. So so cool.
Yeah, so
Use the attack.
So spectral hand. As the hand is formed of the caster's life force, it is vulnerable to attack. It can only be harmed by magic, and has a -2 AC. If the hand is damaged and the spell ends, and the caster suffers 1d4 damage. So yeah, I mean, the Hydra is not doing magical attacks, so it wouldn't be able to do anything to the hand anyways. And even
But
if
it'll
it
take
could, I mean, the hand's got an AC of -2, so
Yeah, but I think it's still rolled a hit because if it eats the hand, it has to take the save or
right.
whatever.
And
for
the
eating
Hydra's not
mushroom.
smart enough to realize that it's
Wonderful. Love that idea.
so.
Big glowing, ghastly hand fucking floating around talking about eat it, eat it.
Eat it.
Maybe,
Eat it.
maybe the real lesson to learn here is that the mushrooms are a suppository.
Well, can you make it glow again?
What does Alora want to do?
Did anybody get hurt while I stepped away?
No,
No?
not recently.
Okay, well, I'll try with the magic dagger then. Maybe. Is there room?
I would. Yeah, you could.
Sneak one in there.
Yeah, there's 20.
Oh, the 10
There's
feet
about
square.
there's
Yeah,
about 20 feet there. So yeah, you could get.
never
to it.
mind. Okay. Let's try that.
Shit.
Nope.
So once again, the dagger flies off and comes back. Mavis, what would you like to do? I think isn't Jackson still hurt, or is it Borman that's still hurt?
Yeah, I'm down 11.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
down a few hit points too. I mean, but
Who's
a
looking
guy.
the worst?
I mean, but
Jackson?
my hit points are currently above his maximum, so if he needs to be healed, heal him.
All right, who's got the lowest
I mean,
hit point total right now?
I have 18 out of 25, but I
Oh,
got a really low
Heal him.
AC.
okay.
True. You're hard to hit, but if you get hit, it's not good.
It kind of
Yeah,
hurts. Yeah,
have 3
3,
more. Yeah,
right? Yeah, I mean, it adds up, man. That puts me at 21 out of 25.
that's pretty good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, the
Like
I
Hydra.
mean, with
heads.
Let's see here.
Oh, I'd like to thank your tax collector friend for the spectral hand spell. Really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, I saw that spell and I was like, dude, a white necromancer with spectral hand, because he could have, if he was able to touch you, he could have done that level drain, the energy drain attack
Yeah.
using spectral hand, because it'll deliver touch attacks.
Yeah.
So that gave him his
Oof.
level drain attack at 120 feet.
that is a
But-
scary idea.
Right.
But
yeah.
he got backstabbed.
Yeah, he kind of you ganked him like pretty
Yeah.
hard. Like that was anal rape is what that was. So, 2 of the heads are going to attack Dentry. 1 of the heads is going to attack Jackson, and 1 of the heads is going to attack Borman. So we'll do.
Isn't one
Remember
of the
the
heads
2
still
that attack,
unconscious?
the ones that attack Jackson and Borman have that extra -2 on them
I thought one of the
because
heads was
Dentry's
sleeping.
engaged.
Oh, that's
That
right.
makes sense. So one of them won't do shit, but the other 3 will.
I'm
So
sorry.
now
What was that, Cameron?
So I said one of the heads won't do anything, but the other 3 will.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. There is a
Yeah.
5th head, but it is
Oh,
unconscious.
the 5th head's sleepy. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I thought there were 4. And all right, never mind. Ignore me.
But before that happens, and actually, Cameron reminded me, I need to roll 2d6. Okay, so it rolled a 2. It's not. It is. It's made its morale check. It was to see whether or not it was going to bravely run away. So on, we'll do Borman first.
Okay.
That's a miss. Then the attack on Jackson. That's a miss, I think.
Jackson's
like
AC is.
2.
I think I'm at
Right?
Jackson is a 3
Oh, yeah.
AC.
But it takes -2 to
Yeah,
the
no,
attack.
both
so-
of those missed, and then 2
Awesome.
attacks on Dentry. First
Who has
attack.
a -1.
And they're not talking to the hand.
You know,
That's the problem.
one of them is going to try to attack the hand.
Talk to the hand.
So that is a miss on Dentry, and the one on the hand. Yeah, he misses.
Damn it.
Yes, yes.
Well, at least we're all rolling bad.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So Jackson, what would you like to do?
Turn the tide,
Jackson
Jackson.
will again attempt to strike with this pole arm through the bars.
All right.
If this misses horribly, then I'm switching weapons.
Oh.
Didn't miss horribly.
And that is a hit.
Woo. And that's a D10
Yeah,
plus 2.
You're gonna D10 this motherfucker right back.
Like, oh, you like D10s? Take this D10.
Oh,
Ooh, you turned the
12 points
tide,
of
Jackson.
damage.
That was all my finger movements. This, and I did some
Yep.
this, I think.
The head
Wes is
dancing
over there
around.
doing voodoo.
Well,
So
I mean, the results are undeniable. You watch the video.
so
Everybody.
Jackson reaches through with his poleaxe and lops off one of the heads, just cleanly, just whoop, and it splashes into the water.
So it's down to 3 active heads.
Yes,
Okay.
Dentry.
Dentry, not to be outdone, will attempt to attack as well. Let's see, it's bastard sword, so it's +6, but then -2 because of the fence thing. So it's +4. Okay. Let's go. 16.
That hits.
Well, that's good. Yeah, hell yeah. You've changed it. That's a good
Hell
color.
yeah.
The turquoise suits you well, man.
This one is doing the things. This one is doing the things. Alrighty, that's a D8 +6.
Okay,
Ooh,
and
damn.
the head that was injured is lopped off as well. There are now 2 active heads.
Nice.
Borman, what would you like to do?
Borman's going to throw his axe.
Okay.
So he'll get +4 -2, which ends up being 2. 12. So Thaco 17 on 12.
That's a hit.
Hits AC 5.
Yep,
All right.
that hits.
All right. So 2d6 +1. Trying to be fast. There.
Oh, yeah.
11.
Your axe cuts into the neck of one of the heads, and you see a geyser of blood spray out, and it falls dead. There is 1 head left.
Okay.
Malachi.
Malachi is going to just simply try to drop the spore sample into an open gaping neck wound hole.
Okay.
Whatever happens there happens. I'm going to go ahead and move up to my 60 feet and move the curtain with my spectral hand.
Oh, I see. So first of all, make a touch attack, and you can make that with an additional plus. Well, I would say, because the head is already. I don't know, because it's all attached to one big body. You get an additional +2 to the attack, so that total of +4.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got the pluses right, but everything else was wrong. Here we go. Jackson has rallied us for a 19. That hits AC 0.
Yes, it does.
The change of color was everything.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Hydra fails its poison save, and you see the Hydra suddenly start where the mushrooms got stuffed into the neck hole. You see that neck hole start to turn to stone, and it spreads all through all of the Hydra, and it sinks back into the water like a rock.
That's cool.
So glad I didn't eat that.
Yeah, I'm really glad we didn't ingest that.
So glad I took some samples. Oh, the
Yeah.
potions I'm going to make with this, I'm going to feed this to somebody soon.
And then you're going to go the 60 feet and move the curtain.
Yeah, my spectral hand. If my spectral hand was right here, I can move up to 60 feet.
Yeah, you get right to the
So
curtain.
yeah, I
So
can get right.
yeah, you push the curtain aside, and you can see that there is a faint glow coming from this cavern in here.
And no sign of a switch or lever or nothing.
Well, no, not that yours. Roll a d6.
Okay.
Not that you're
5.
not that you're saying.
All right. Well,
If
I guess
somebody
we're.
wants,
Go ahead.
we have potions that can solve this problem for us. Also, we have a potion of giant strength, and we have a few potions of gaseous form.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So someone could gas their way over and then flip whatever switch,
Turn somebody into a
or
fart so they can get through the
yeah,
bars.
Well, I mean,
basically.
somebody in light armor can or
Yeah,
can
people in
already.
light armor, so basically leather or studded leather, padded hide,
Yeah,
they can get through.
yeah.
If
I'm
only
willing
we
to
had
sit,
someone with a water walking ring that could, walk across that
but
in their
maybe
light armor.
she's in heavy or medium, right?
Yeah, I could give it to somebody though. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right.
And
I'll just have Laura do it without.
Alora has room, so she can just fly over the puddle and look around if she wants.
Good
Yeah,
point.
that's the easiest.
Okay, can I look for a switch or mechanism?
Sure, roll a d6. You find a rock on the wall that is well, it's not really a rock, but you can see that there is a section on the wall about you know um, 6 inches square that is kind of etched into the wall and kind of slightly protruding like it might be a large button.
Cool. Let's press it.
So you press this button, and there's a grinding of stone as it pushes into the wall, and there's a click, and you can hear the sound of what sounds like gears and chains, and the portcullis raises up.
All right, time to see the water walking trade thing.
Is there
Yeah.
a ledge around the thing? Poking with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, there is a very minor ledge that's maybe like 1 foot, but it seems like this is almost like a sinkhole that all of the moisture in this cave has just kind of collected into this sinkhole, and maybe it connects to like an underground river or something along those lines.
It makes more sense to have Alora fly people over on the broom, like ferry them over.
I
So
agree.
whoever wants to hitch a ride, go ahead, and maybe can just walk across. She'll do that.
Yeah,
If that gets us all across,
yeah, that'll get you all across.
I
Okay.
want to try something that might risk my character's life, but maybe tie a rope to Malachi, right?
Okay.
And I want to go down in there and look. I'm hold my breath and go down there, you know, uh,
Wait a
and look
minute.
around.
Hold on. I thought we got a potion of water breathing or something at some point. Crazy.
A potion,
Yeah, we got a potion of flying.
potion of
All
mud
right.
breathing.
Okay. Okay.
So Jeff, he's played with us in the past. He has terrible handwriting. Like he makes doctors look like they have good handwriting. And we were playing way back in the day. We were both playing in somebody else's Palladium fantasy game, and we've been playing for a couple of months. And Jeff looks at his equipment list, and he's like, "Well, maybe I have something that'll help us with whatever it is that we're doing." He's like, "I have a ring of mud breathing," and nobody can figure out. We're like, we're gonna assume that's water breathing, but it does. It looks like mud breathing.
I can't find any person like that. I hallucinated its existence, so never mind. If you want to
Well,
swim, then go for it.
I'm just gonna like tie a rope around my waist and kind of take off all my heavies, and then I want to, kind of grab a a heavy object laying around if there's one, maybe part of the bars or whatever, just to help me go down a little quicker.
Okay.
And I want to kind of go down there and I can see in the dark, so maybe that'll help. I'm gonna try to look around and see if there's treasure or anything down there.
Okay.
Malachi's like, oh, this is definitely for the exploration purposes. What's about to go on is totally worth it. I must go down in there.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a couple times if you want us to get you back up, I guess.
Yeah, so that's
All
Malachi.
right, well, in that case, before you do that, let me get on the right side of the water after taking the broom rides so that we can pull you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. But I mean, God, that's that layer thing, man. It's got to get a percentage roll, or I get eaten by a larger hydra.
So you take a big breath of air and you dive in, and you're holding, something that weighs you down, and you go down probably about 60 feet, and you do see that there is a chest.
Am I struggling to breathe?
Not yet. What is your constitution?
You gotta ask these fucking questions. But that's just not polite, But con of 13, so +1.
Ooh. So you can hold your breath for probably about 3 minutes.
Okay, I want to tie the rope to the chest, tug the rope twice, and ride them both up.
Okay, so you guys up top, you feel this tug, and so to start pulling. Who's pulling on the rope? Is everybody pulling on the rope?
Definitely Jackson and Entry.
My strength kind of sucks, so I don't know if I would be enlisted. I don't think we don't need that many people to pull one guy up, do we?
Well, there's a chest too, but Borman will help if we're all just walking backwards, maybe,
So,
tug of war.
I'll be on the end.
So,
yeah.
Dentry, what's your strength?
Entry's strength is pretty solid. I think he's a 16. Yeah, he's a 16.
Okay, so with Borman's help, you can roll a d6 minus 1.
1d6 minus 1. Okay.
Okay. So you pull on the rope, and it is much heavier than you would have expected for it to just have been, just Malachi. And Malachi comes up out of the water and climbs up, and you guys pull out this waterlogged chest.
Fishing for chests over here?
Good idea going down there. I would have skipped it, so that's awesome.
Oh,
Agreed.
man, I you know me, I love experience and treasure and things like that, and it was the masters of the universe spoke to me that I needed to go down there, and I could have died, so it's not like
So in this chest,
wasn't. Yeah.
the chest is not locked, and you're able to open it, and inside you see that there are 1,000 gold pieces, or I'm sorry, there are 400 gold pieces in this chest. But
oh yeah, it's back to me keeping loot.
when you try to pick up the gold pieces, they fall through your fingers. You can't pick them up.
Oh shit.
there's some kind of something.
We're hallucinating, probably.
This is a dreamland. We probably won't really die.
It's a vision quest.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe
We
this
can't bring the gold with us.
Yeah.
That's okay. We found it, though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. It'd be nice to get the experience. We all touch the chest, pick it up, and drop it.
We all touched the chest. It's
Yeah.
kind of like going to a strip club. We all got thrown out.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Yeah, I was like, not if we were all touching the chest, it wasn't.
I guess.
So,
yeah. I guess we're going to continue on.
That's
Okay.
the curtain.
So
Yeah.
this room there is a here there is a torch-like purple glow coming from a cluster of crystals, and these are actually columns of rock that have grown. They were, again, stalactites and stalagmites that have grown together. And you can see here that it looks like some of the stalactites have fallen from the ceiling and shattered on the floor. You can see that here there is a group of barrels that are all kind of piled up here. And you can see that there are some bones laying in a pile on the floor over here. And
Okay.
at the end of this slightly octagonal room, there is a little rounded cutout and a set of double doors that are closed.
And there's stalactites hanging from the ceiling everywhere.
Yes.
Is there a path that they're not hanging over?
Well, right here where they fell and crashed to the floor.
Okay. We should be careful.
We can knock some down if you want,
Yeah.
preemptively.
Yeah, does that work?
Yeah, I mean, how do you want to knock them down?
Ask Allura to go push on them.
Yeah, that's true. She could fly up there and see if they're all gonna fall or not.
Yeah, so Allura flies up, and like I said, the ceiling here is only like 10 feet, so she can ride up. And some of these stalactites are hanging low enough that you can just go over and push on them. But you find that there are a number. You find 4 of them that are rather unstable, and you're able to just crack them at their base, and they fall and crash to the floor.
All right, it's ready now. Y'all can come in here.
Then we will go in. With
Oh, look
Allura,
at the creepy bones.
all is safe. Yeah. I'm gonna come up here and kind of listen at the door.
Okay.
Barrels, you say?
Yeah, I'm looking at the barrel over here too.
I'm more into the bones.
Crystals, you say? That
Okay.
seems kind of different.
So,
We're gonna
Borman,
trigger something.
You would trigger everything at once.
Yeah, I guess so, because they split us all up to look at everything.
Vision quest.
Mm.
Borman, roll a hear noise.
3.
Yeah. So you hear the sound of dice rolling on a table, like on a wooden surface.
Ooh.
It sounds like bone dice.
Okay.
I've got a set of bone dice.
I have an ivory one. A D6.
Oh,
Really old.
right.
I don't know, that sounds different when we
Yeah.
roll it. But
Yeah.
I'll take the information. That's great.
I'll tell people, whisper, I hear them playing dice in the next room. Is there like a keyhole or anything I can peek through?
Yes, there is.
I'll peek.
So you can see inside here that there is 4 grayish, ashen-looking dwarves sitting around a table, and they are eating mushrooms, some of those purpley mushrooms, and bread, and they are playing a game of dice.
Weird.
What do you guys think? Should we go and talk
They're
to
eating
them?
the stone turning mushrooms?
Yes.
They must be immune somehow. I want to look at the
What are
barrels
they?
and stuff first.
Okay, look at all the stuff, and I will watch these dwarves.
One of the dwarves sitting at the table says, "Mates, shh, I hear something." And they all kind of get quiet. And then
We
one of the other ones says, "Oh, shut up. There's nothing there." and they go back to rolling their dice. Alora and Malachi, you're looking at these bones, and they're fairly small bones, but they do appear to be humanoid.
Mhm.
I'm gonna grab one of them and stick it in a bag.
Okay. You have a small femur.
Yeah, that's enough to cast my my memorial spell on at another time and get information on who this was and what's up.
Dentry and Mavis, all of these barrels are all filled with liquid, but they are unmarked.
Okay.
I take that back. They do have a mark. They burned into the barrels is a stamp that says 611 on it.
Does that mean anything to either of us? Like, is there a way to check?
Both of you can roll a intelligent roll a intelligence ability check.
Dentry would like to flag Jackson over being a brewer and ask him as well.
Okay.
Damn it, I rolled like one. Wait, did I? Yeah, I rolled one over.
So Jackson, being a brewer, immediately looks at it and he goes, "Ew, gross."
Like the worst fear.
Yeah, this is a Durgar ale that is made from fermented mushrooms,
Okay.
and it's
Um,
known as Durgar 611.
what do we know about Durgar
He says
anyway?
that it is Jackson knows that it is a exceptionally potent ale, like a dwarven type high alcohol content ale, but it is known far and wide as being foul tasting.
I believe it.
Jackson, over here, you find that these crystals are glowing, and they glow with a soft purple light in a 20-foot radius. And you find that you can actually break off one of them, and it will act like a torch.
Nice.
I have magic light.
So what do we know about Durgar in this world? I just want to check because like I made assumptions about the Hydra that weren't right.
So, you know, Durgar are gray dwarves that come from the mythic underworld. They, dwarves, of course, live under, or in and under mountains, whereas the Durgar live even deeper. And you know that there is um, rumors about, that they have a vast city, an underground Durgar city. Other things that you've heard a number of rumors that may or may not be true. Some that Duergar are capable of turning invisible on their own, um, and they can grow, they can enlarge or shrink themselves down. A lot of
Are they
none of that sounds true for what you know about dwarves, and so you're not really sure if that's true or not.
This is a vision quest. Maybe we should just walk in and try to talk to him.
I was gonna ask if we know, like, do we have a reputation for being evil or like stingy or anything like that?
The rumors that you have heard, tales tell that Durgar are very stoic and pragmatic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we
Not
should just talk to them then. There's a chance that
Okay.
they're good. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah, Borman will just kind of open the door and say, "I want to play some dice."
Okay. On here.
Of course, he'll of course tell the party he's about to do this so they can position themselves in an appropriate manner for the Borman addicts.
Mhm.
Gentry wants to say, you
Bormanosity?
still owe me money from our last dice game.
Oh, they've got it.
All of the characters roll a d6.
And we're going to fight.
Well, no, just Borman. Just Borman. Sorry.
Okay, I'll roll a d6. 2.
So Borman, you open the door and you're like, "Hey, I want to play some dice," and you don't see any Durgar.
Ah, all right. Are the dice there?
Yes, there are dice, and there is a a partially eaten loaf of bread, and a pile of these little white and with purple specked mushrooms sitting on the table. You see that in the corner there is a chest. There are some more bones laying in the corner here, and over here there is a bookshelf that has a bunch of books in it. There is a door leading to the south, and there is a door leading to the east.
Well, I gotta read the book.
Borman will listen carefully for movement.
Gentry will argue with him. I thought you said there was people in here playing dice.
Make a hear noise. You
Yeah.
do hear noise. I need something for that. More of these guys.
They're invisible.
They are invisible.
Yeah.
Now, for a second, I was like, "Wait, what?" I should have done this before I copied them.
Yeah. I think we're under attack.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Six.
Oh, geez.
All right. I've actually got my initiative in now.
All right. Okay.
Hell yeah, Dentry.
All right. So the you can hear the Durgar moving, Borman, but you don't. Nobody sees them. And because they are invisible, and Borman, rolled a 2 on that. They're all going to get to make an attack. And they are wielding. They are wielding warhammers. On Borman. Oh, these guys aren't doing well. Is missed on Dentry. Is missed on Allura. What's Allura's AC?
They hit.
8. Yeah, I'm sure they hit. 8.
Yep, she gets whacked for 5 points. And this one, so these guys all get injured. Oh, no, they made attacks, so no, that doesn't matter. She gets whacked upside the head with a warhammer for 5 points. And on Mavis, they miss. But now there are these 4 Durgar. Borman, what would you like to do?
I'm going to have to stab this guy right next to Dentry.
This guy here?
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and swing on him with my Frost brand. And that will make... There you go.
Oof.
That's going to miss.
That is going to miss. Yeah. Dentry, what would you like to do?
Have they become uninvisible now?
Yes, you can see all of them because they made attacks.
Oh, okay. Then I will attack the one that's right there.
All right. Ooh. That hits.
That's going to hit it. Yeah.
It's like a 22.
Yeah, that hits a 1.
I hope it hit. So weed. D8 plus 6.
Oof.
10 points.
Yeah. So Dentry swings out with his bastard sword and hits this guy, and the Duergar kind of screams, and as your sword passes through his chest, his whole body turns into purple vapor.
Man, why is everything that keep attacking us? We just want to have a conversation.
Yeah. It's a dream quest, so we have to quest it by murdering.
That's, as you do in dreams. Malachi, what would you like to do?
See, Malachi can go 3. So 1, 2, 3. And he will... see, if you're in melee combat, I might fucking hit my friend.
That is a possibility.
Yeah. And I'm kind of out of shit. Well, yeah, I'm gonna shoot. Fuck it. Well, no, I'm gonna.
You can do it. It's okay. Go ahead and shoot.
All right, I'm gonna shoot at the one that's attacking Allura.
Okay.
So it's short range, plus 3 total here.
Oh, shit.
That's nat 20.
Yeah.
I'm going to say nat 20 hits him
I believe
and
in
does
you.
max damage.
Okay, so that'll be 7. 7 points of D6 plus 1 damage.
Yeah, you drill
Heck
this guy
yeah.
right in the back of the head or in the side of the head with an
Yeah,
arrow with a crossbow
yeah.
bolt, and his whole body turns into purple vapor and disappears.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Allura.
Was I gonna hit her if I didn't roll a 20?
Yep.
Haha. You told me to, so there you
Yeah, I
go.
know. I would have been completely responsible.
Yeah.
I'll try and use my throwing dagger on the one near Mavis. That might hit.
Hold on. Let's see here. 14. What? And you're Thaco 17, or are you still 19?
It's still 19. It goes to 17 next level.
That your throwing dagger clinks off of his armor and flings
Damn
back
it.
into your hand.
Okay. I'll move a little bit too.
The Duergar, the two that are remaining, enlarge themselves.
Oh shit.
They will
Well, you
now
know.
deal double damage.
Oh, shit.
Well, if that used their attack, that helped us.
That's true.
It does not use their attack, but they will be
Well, then that did not help us.
enlarged for 4 rounds. And one is going to swing on Borman, and one is going to swing on Mavis.
Mm.
I doubt that Borman got hit. No, Borman did not get hit. On Mavis, he misses as well. She just casually blocks him and like, what are you doing? Jackson, what would you like to do?
Jackson would like to come into the room, first of all.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, or
I mean,
not.
you could probably
Okay, there we
snake
go.
around and get like right there.
It'll let me move my character token. There we go. Come around and be like, oh, hey, whoa, what's up? With all of my movement, though, I'm going to just go around. Why does it keep... Come on. There we go. With all of my movement, I do not have enough to get all the way around. Fuck it. I'm just going to attack right there. Screw it. Token's being weird. Not fighting with it. Attacking from here.
Yeah.
D20.
What weapon are you using?
I'll use the Vorpal.
Okay.
Switch. We're no longer in like a I need the range, so I'm gonna switch back to my Vorpal. Come on, computer, stop being dumb. There we go. All right, +3. Roll. What is going on with the screen?
Mine blipped out for a second too.
Yeah, like half my screen keeps going white, but I'm assuming that missed.
That does miss. And he kind of blocks it with his warhammer. Mavis.
Let's try and smack him back. Let's try to do that. My Warhammer's +2.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, your warhammer sucks. Mine's better.
Ah, no. Did it roll? Did it roll a dice?
I did not see a
I didn't
dice.
see any dice.
Okay.
I don't
There,
see
there's
anything.
There we go. Come on. Oh,
it says
okay,
you
wait.
rolled a 16.
Okay, that's not too bad. It looks like a 3 on my screen. Though.
Right,
It's weird.
mine too.
Same to me, but I vote for the 16.
Yeah, I'll take the 16 from the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits. It's funny because we just had this complaint over on Roll, and now it did it right here again on Roll 20. In fact, I'm going to screenshot this.
Oh shit! Did I? I just got rid of it, didn't
Nope, I got it.
Oh, okay.
It's on video anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's the max damage, though.
Yeah, that's why anyone watching had to have been amazed by my voodoo magic skills that I cast upon Brian's dice rolls. And that should ring out in comments for decades to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna send that in on a support ticket because they need to fix that shit. 8 points. Mavis brings her warhammer down and or she swings it up right into the groin of this enlarged Duergar, and he keels over in pain. But when his mouth opens to scream, no sound comes out, and instead he turns into purple vapor and disappears.
That's a popular way to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, death by crushed nuts.
No, by turning into purple vapor.
Well, that too, yeah. I mean, everybody knows that that's what happens if you get kicked in the balls. Borman, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move like 10 feet kind of right over here, and I'm going to swing my sword. So I'm gonna get +2 on the swing. 12. So that hits AC
5.
17. I hit a 5, yeah.
He blocks your blow with his
Feel like
warhammer.
I just wanted to play dice.
Yeah, geez.
Dentry.
Fuck your couch. Fuck
This guy's
your
up here.
couch.
Nope, that is another miss. Malachi.
Well, there's too much of a chance that I shoot somebody with my thing. So I'm going to move 10, 20, 30 feet over here next to Mavis and not risk.
Okay,
that.
so you're not going to risk the attack and accidentally hit one of your friends.
No, because I'm thinking there's a greater chance I hit a friend than a foe as the melee starts stacking up over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Alora, what would you like to do?
Oh, let me see. I can get to over there on the broom and throw the dagger, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you still have a chance of hitting Borman or Jackson because they're in melee.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Sure.
rule he wrote. If you range at somebody that's in melee, he'll roll a die, and the chances are kind of evenly split on who the fuck you hit.
Yeah, 1 to 2 to hit Jackson, 3 to 4 to hit Borman, and 5 to 6 to hit the Duergar.
Okay.
Although the Duergar's enlarged, I would say that a 1 to hit Jackson, a 2 to hit Borman, and a 3 to 6 to hit.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
Do it.
Oh, wait. That's the wrong dice. Sorry. Ignore that one.
Well, we'll take that. A 4 would hit the Duergar. But you can go ahead and roll a d20 to see if you actually hit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, you do.
4.
Okay. So you bury a knife into this guy's neck, and he goes up in a puff of purple smoke.
Sweet. Now I can go look at their books.
You might like the books, but this chest over here looks far more interesting to me.
The chest is locked. Alora, um, all of the books say the same thing. The top shelf, there are two shelves. And the top shelf of the books, well, they don't all say the same thing. The top shelf of books all say the same thing. The bottom shelf all say another thing. The top shelf says um, it is a encyclopedia of information on stone dragons.
Ooh. Well, let's learn as much as we can, I suppose.
The bottom shelf is I need to double check because they changed the name of this. The bottom shelf is a volume of encyclopedias on Eyes of Terror. Beholders.
Oof. Well, that's spooky foreshadowing.
Borman.
Yeah.
The chest is locked.
Is it though?
You are able to pick the lock, and inside you find gems worth 500 gold pieces. But again, when you try to pick the gems up, they slip through your fingers.
I think we just need to carry all the chests. We'll pick up the chest and start carrying them along.
That's going to be pretty heavy.
Well, I mean, we can just, as we enter a room and clear a room, then we can just kind of bring them along and set them into the next room after we clear it, So right now, the chest with the gold pieces in this chest are in this room. If we can
Okay.
move the chest, yeah.
But that is going to count as being encumbered as you move between rooms. Meaning that so like for instance, Dentry's regular movement is 60-20. I mean, if he's helping carry the chest, it would be 30-10.
Okay. How
We
about
are already fabulously wealthy, and this is a vision quest. Maybe, I bet you anything, like if you sacrifice like all your movement to be greedy, it will kill you somehow. I'm gonna guess.
all right. Well then
I
I'll go with you. You're the cleric.
I think that's how
Maybe it's
vision
like,
quest
hey, we're all
works.
high as balls, so maybe just don't worry so much about
Well,
the treasure.
maybe we'll get all the chests at the end.
Yeah, that's true. That could happen too.
So there is a
Alright,
pile
well,
of bones here. There is a door going to the east and a door to the south.
can we read these books?
Yeah, they're about stone dragons and beholders. So if
When
there's
you
anything we don't know,
when you pull the book out and you open it, all the pages are blank.
Nothing's
no,
real.
Or you'll open it and you'll see words, or you'll see that there's writing, but you can't. None of the writing makes any sense. None of the words are actually words.
It's weird.
But when you
What?
look at it, your brain recognizes that it is writing in common. But there's
Okay.
no information. You are realizing that none of these are real words. They're just jumbled letters.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to take a? Do we need to take a break, or can we keep pushing on, or what do we do?
You guys would need to take a break if you wanted to.
yeah, let's do it. Let's
So you
rest.
guys take a 10-minute break,
The rest.
and yeah, you take a 10-minute break. Eat a Snickers. So otherwise you'd be at -1 for all of your attacks and ability checks. I think this is probably a good spot to call it for the week.
All right.
Hold
Sure.
on. Let me divvy up your XP.
Dream Quest XP. You just dreamed you got
Yeah.
experience.
Yes,
You try and add the experience and it falls through your hands. I don't know.
everybody gets two. Everybody gets 271 experience points.
All right.
Oh,
71. And I just need just a little over 1,000 experience points to hit level 5 necro.
Nice.
That'll be
Man,
great.
I'm so behind you guys because I keep missing sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I had the whole level drain experience.
my home group has a similar problem in that we've had some people miss multiple sessions, and so there will be pretty vast disparity between levels. But honestly, in old school essentials, that's perfectly fine. Whereas in 5th edition, you don't really want disparity between the levels because you start getting into some really weird challenge rating stuff. But OSC doesn't give a damn. So, there's that. All right, so we will pick this up next. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to tell Brian that in your list, you missed last week, but we have 5,000 copper pieces in the bag of holding that you are keeping.
I will
track
add them.
of.
All right, cool. Since basically everything got reset before that, that's the only thing we have, right?
That's right.
Because we have everything else is in our keep.
Correct. I have that tally.
All right, cool.
All right, so we'll pick this up next week at 12 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll get through the vision quest.
Awesome.
All right.
See ya.
Have a great
Thanks.
night.
All right,
Thank
have a good
you.
one, guys. I'll see you next week.
Appreciate you.